Reading and writing are two of the most vital skills we can ever learn. The ability to read and write opens doors to education, employment, and the kinds of choices in life we all take for granted. It allows us to do the simplest things and communicate the most complicated ideas.
The shuttle has cleared the tower.
Yet in Australia, we don't all have the same opportunities when it comes to learning to read and write. In the Northern Territory, for example, by the age of 12, 89% of non-Indigenous students can read to an acceptable standard. But amongst Indigenous students living in remote areas, that figure drops to just 15%. The Indigenous Literacy Foundation was set up to help bridge this literacy gap. Founded with the support of the Australian book industry in 2005, and along with our patron Therese Rain and our ambassadors, who are some of Australia's best-known authors and musicians, our aim is to improve literacy levels in remote Indigenous communities so that all Australians have a great start in life. However, there are huge challenges. In many of Australia's most remote communities, there simply aren't enough books, or the right kind of books. In more than half of these communities, kids speak their own language at home. So we supply books in English and also in some communities have translated books into local language. We have introduced a number of key literacy projects that help provide the resources, support and opportunities to address some of these issues. Our core aim is to make books available to everyone in remote Indigenous communities. We supply books to schools, libraries, creches, youth centres, women's centres and other community centres. Our ever-growing catalogue is wide-ranging and includes many books written by Indigenous authors. Research shows that access to books at the earliest age improves literacy. So our Book Buzz project aims to provide babies, toddlers and preschoolers with a range of fantastic early childhood books. Book Buzz encourages parents, older siblings and community members to share the joy and fun of reading with the youngest members of their communities. We also work with remote Indigenous communities on literacy projects like recording their own stories and writing books in local language. Best-selling children's author and Indigenous Literacy Foundation ambassador Andy Griffiths travelled to remote communities from Wilcannia to Warburton, conducting workshops with the children. Together, they created a collection of short stories written by the kids, which we are proud to publish.
Thank you for coming and giving us books, and I like the books that you give us.
We've travelled hundreds of thousands of kilometres of dusty red roads to deliver more than 60,000 carefully selected books to over 200 of the most remote communities in Australia. When it comes to something as basic and vital as reading and writing, every Australian child should have the same opportunities. You can help make sure they do. Donate online or get your school, library or workplace to run a great book swap. And help us open doors to a world of opportunities.